give me a break. I mean, with these tapes, the Jay Moore thing I take responsibility for, but we have a million tapes here, and we're trying to make a system by getting rid of stuff.
Okay.
You play stuff and you throw it in a pile and it falls in the... If I looked in there, I guarantee I'd find...
So where's the Jay Moore tape? I thought you were in charge of that.
I guarantee I'd find that Woody tape.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, where's the Jay Moore tape?
I don't know.
All right. See if you guys can find all my material, please. Rob, go ahead.
How about playing the Crackhead Bob tape? Last time I heard that, it was hysterical. It's pretty hard. It's a hard test.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if we have that game. I can't get a word out of these guys.
But he doesn't know if it has anything to do with what tapes we have.
Do you have a game like that?
We had the Crackhead Bob game. We did it a little while ago. We have more. I recorded more. We just have to put it on card. That's all. So we can have.
So why does it say on my list the Crackhead Bob game? Someone's got to change this. That's my point. Where's Gary? What's going on? Do you guys do anything back there?
Yes.
I mean, come on. So today's the day I go to the list, and it turns out everything on the list is complete fabrication.
I have it to you in a couple minutes.
Great.
5 minutes.
That's not the point of the list.
The list is supposed to be what's available.
It's supposed to be stuff I can go to in a second if I want to. Gary, come on, man. Get it together. This is your job we're talking about. Forget with all the appearances with the monster trucks.
Gravedigger.
Shut up, Robin. Don't even open your back. Shut up. Don't open your mouth.
Hey, I'll open my mouth.
You can open your mouth all you want. I'll take crap from you.
Well, you'll take crap from Robin, too.
Where it comes from?
And I'll tell you something.
Tell me.
What are you going to do?
Your Saturday night impacts. I don't care what you do on a Saturday night as long as your job here is completed.
Right, so why would you bring it up then? What would one have to do with the other, except for you being vicious?
It has completely everything to do with it. You're not getting your work done during the week, so take your Saturday night and sit here and get done.
Not getting enough rest.
You're just being unreasonably cruel.
And maybe you're completely exhausted from working Saturday nights and you can't get your work done during the week.
Well, that would be a good theory to make you happy.
Well, then tell me why your work isn't done.
One has nothing to do with the other.
Well, tell me why your work isn't done then.
I couldn't give you the best excuse in the world. There is no excuse, but I can tell you that has nothing to do with what I do on a Saturday night.
Let me ask you something. If you're worn out on the weekends...
I'm not worn out.
And it takes you 2 days to recover... Then
Don't tell me I'm worn out on the weekend, because I'm not. Don't tell me how tell me how to feel.
Then are you worn out during the week?
I'm not worn out at all.
Then why is your work not done?
Nothing to do with it.
But then why is your work not done?
Why? I don't know why it's not done.
Are you tired?
I'm not feeling worn out.
But let me ask you something.
I'm feeling worn out from the I take from you every day.
Do you think you should drive? Do you think you should drive monster trucks on the weekend if you can't get your job done during the week? Don't you think that's a perk?
It's a ridiculous correlation that you make up to get to the end that you need to get to.
No, let me tell you something. Like with my kids, if they start doing poorly in school, I say to them, "Don't go out on the weekend. Do your homework."
Kid, Howard.
No, but understand.
I'm not your kid. I'm not a child.
But Gary, if you can't get your work done during the week, that means you have a problem.
And why should that have something to do with what goes on a weekend?
Because that's precisely precisely your problem. You don't realize you're worn out. You're not getting your job done.
So I can't go out at all on the weekends.
You shouldn't until your work is done. You should come in here on a Saturday and finish.
One has nothing to do with the other. You're just being ridiculous.
Oh.
It has everything to do with. Now you see why the guy's disorganized. He thinks, well, I've got a lot of time to get my stuff done. But both. I'm fine on the weekend. I get all my work done. I'm off. Well, why should you be off if you can't get your work done?
Howard, if I make a mistake and I don't have something done, it's not a time.
Let me ask you something. Do I pay you to work here?
What's that?
Do we pay you to work here?
Yes, you do, Howard.
So you go out and make more money making appearances, but your job here isn't finished. How do you not see that?
It has nothing to do with the other. If you make a mistake here, if you misplace something, it doesn't mean it's because you're tired or because you're busy on the weekends.
Sure it does.
No, it doesn't, but it does to you. If it makes you happy to say that and make me look like a moron, then please go ahead.
You've got a whole list in front of me that you say, Howard, go to that list. Those are the lists of things that are supposed to be ready.
Hold back.
I go to the first 2 items on the list. They're completely not here. They're completely not ready. Your job as a producer, I would think, is to make sure that list is current.
You are right, Howard, and that is my mistake. But not having that list ready has nothing to do with what goes on after I leave here.
Well, what does do?
Robin, I told you to shut up.
Yeah, how does it make it? But how do you?
I'm telling you to shut up.
Do your job, and then I won't have anything to say.
Well, it affects her too.
Yeah, a lot of things Robin does affects everybody.
All right.
Everybody on the show does affects each other, but it doesn't give her a right to pummel me.
I'm not pummeling you. I asked you a question.
I'm not interested.
I can't believe you don't see that if you're exhausted.
I'm not exhausted. You say I'm exhausted.
Well, of course. Well, why else would you not be getting your work done?
Howard, you don't know who I am.
All right, let me ask you something. All right.
Don't tell me I'm exhausted.
Let me learn about you then. Let me ask you something.
About me. I'm not exhausted. This is about me, Robin. Amazingly, it's not about you.
Once you shut up, I talk to Howard. Now shut your mouth.
Parents are still letting their teenage boys go to Neverland Ranch.
The Soup, Friday nights at 10.
Only on E!
Do you not have enough time to get your job done?
No, that is not a problem, Howard. It is not a matter of time. It is a matter of organization.
So you're
I
disorganized.
don't need more time to be organized. I need to get more organized. And what I do when I leave here has nothing to do with it.
So you're disorganized is what you're saying.
I am not as organized as I should be.
All right, so you're disorganized. Is that correct?
I am not disorganized. I am not as organized as I should be. Disorganized would mean I don't know where anything is every day at any time.
Well,
That's
so
not
far
true.
the first two things on the list, you don't know where they are.
So if I don't know where two things are, then I don't know where anything is.
That's part of the disorganized.
So you're only partly disorganized. Would that be a fair statement?
I'll accept that.
Okay. So you're partially disorganized.
Okay.
Okay. And when you're partially disorganized, what do you say to yourself? Well, gee, maybe I need to concentrate more on my main job.
I didn't feel disorganized. I actually thought I had all these tapes on my desk, but stuff gets moved around here all the time. But I take responsibility for it.
And why would the list say the Crackhead Bob game when, in fact, we don't even have one?
Because Casey was working on it again, and I felt it was ready. I didn't know it wasn't ready.
All right. I see.
Howard, I'd be careful. I think he's going to go postal.
I think he is going to blow.
Well, I can't believe the guy doesn't see the correlation that if you have too much extracurricular activity, you can't get your job done.
That has nothing to do with it. Nothing whatsoever. If I go out on a Saturday night and I go to the movies, it has nothing. Robin, shut up.
Get there. I'm talking to Howard.
I don't give a crap. I'm talking to you, and I'm telling you to shut the.
Oh, get out of here.
No, I'm
All right,
serious.
I'll just be quiet for 4 hours. That'll make a good show, Gary.
Gary, who are you to tell her to shut up?
I'm talking now. This is about me, Robin. Amazingly, it's not about you.
Once you shut up, I talk to Howard. Now shut your mouth. You're an idiot.
See this?
No,
Oh, that's ridiculous. Yeah, your camera went off. We don't see anything. No, here's the deal. Last night, I wanted to tell you something.
Okay.
Last night, I was invited to go to the, they had a screening of a movie I want to see.
Uh-huh.
And the name of the movie was, what was that new sci-fi flick that's coming out this weekend?
Mimic, Murmur.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know the name of it. There's something with the three commandos, or I don't know what it is.
Wing Commander.
Wing Commander. I said, boy, I would love to see Wing Commander. The premiere or whatever, the screening is at 7 o'clock.
Wow.
And I said to myself, well, I would love to go to the screening, but I've got work to do on the computer. And I think it'd be best if I got to bed early because I'm feeling a little under the weather, and who wants to, you know. So in other words, I sacrificed my pleasure for my job.
May I tell you why that's an unfair correlation?
No, I'm just telling Robin a story. It has nothing to do with you.
Oh, may I listen, Gary, or should I shut my ears as well?
Would you just shut up and...
So why should she shut up? Our job is to talk here. How dare you?
No, her job is to pick on me.
No, it's
Because
not.
everything Robin does is perfect. You know, she never does anything wrong.
We're not talking
Robin, have you ever
about-
done anything wrong? Have you ever made a mistake?
What happened
No,
here?
have I ever made a
simply
mistake?
asked you a question. You feel under the gun,
So anyway,
and now
Howard,
nobody
here's
can
the deal.
speak to you.
I've made a deal. I never, ever, ever do anything on weeknights anymore. I don't do appearances on weeknights.
Right.
So I think
don't mind if you do it as long as your work is done.
But I think that the conversation was going to come around to that you sacrificed last night.
That's right.
Because you have work to do.
Of course.
And I don't. And you know what? I don't do anything on weeknights. I get invited to movie screenings and all sorts of stuff.
Good.
I do not do things on weeknights because I want to be fresh for the
And maybe you
next
should
day.
extend that to the weekends.
Yeah, maybe you should cut back more.
Right.
So and never go out.
Right.
Never ever go
Right.
out.
Until you can get your work done.
You guys are ridiculous.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
I don't see why that's ridiculous. I'm sorry.